Hello and welcome back to NBA Fantasy Focus for the recap on November 17th. 10 games on the slate. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right into the first game. It was a matinee game. Thrilling finish. Timberwolves win it on a game-winning shot by Julius Randle. They move to 8-6. Suns drop to 9-5. Of course, Suns are shorthanded with no Durant and Beal. And Devin Booker had been quiet lately, and he made up for it. 44, 7 and 6 threes. Monster game for D-Book. Tyus Jones, double-double, 13 and 11. And the rest of the team didn't do too much. Ryan Dunn and Plumlee didn't do much. Nurk didn't do much. Off the bench, they had 18 points from Grayson Allen, 4 threes. Could be a back-end stream option if you need the points in threes. And Royce O'Neal was not very good, 3, 4, and 2 steals and a block. And for the Minnesota Timberwolves, they were led by Julius Randle, 35, 7 and 4, 5 threes. Amazing shooting for Julius, even at a steal. And Anthony Edwards had his 24, 6 and 4, 3 trays. And Mike Conley, 3 and 4. Gobert had 11 and 10, 4 blocks. He's somehow hitting free throws this year, so that's good to see if you're a Gobert owner. And Jaden McDaniels had 3 steals and a block. He is a good stream option right now. Naz Reid, 13 and 4 off the bench in only 22 minutes. DiVincenzo showed some life. He had 5 trays, 15 and 3. His shooting percentage is horrible right now. I don't know if you can hold on, but he's available. And we're going to move along to game number 2. Back to back. It was Miami facing Indiana again. This time, Indiana takes it 119-110. No Jimmy Butler for the Miami Heat. Tyler Hero, 7 threes, 28 points, 4 and 4. Having a monster year. I'm not sure if he's a sell high. I would probably keep and ride him out. And Bam Adebayo, 24 and 8, 2 assists, 2 trays. Not much else for the starters. Rozier was bad, and Highsmith didn't do much in his 22 minutes. And Kevin Love in his 12 minutes was pretty good, 8 and 6 for 12 minutes. Duncan Robinson's been getting some burn lately, 20 and 4 and 4 or 5 threes. Might be a very, very short-term stream option. Nikola Jovic, 14, 3 and 2, 2 threes. Good game for him. I don't think he can be trusted, though. On to the Pacers side of things. They were led by Miles Turner. Big game, 5 threes, 34 points, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks. He's getting a lot of minutes lately, so you got to love that. Pascal Siakam pitched in, 23, 4 and 3, 9 of 11 shooting. Wonderful. Halliburton still struggling to his lofty standards, 16 and 13. 13 dimes is really nice, 3 trays. But the shooting isn't there. It's just disappointing. Mathurin, 21 and 12. A nice bounce back game for him. Shepard, a whole lot of nothing. And off the bench, Toppin, 8, 3 and 2. Jarace Walker did have a steal and a block, 7 rebounds. TJ McConnell chipped in with 8 and 5 off the bench for the Pacers. Pacers are now 6 and 7. Miami is now 5 and 7. Okay, Hornets visiting the undefeated Cleveland Cavaliers. Hornets stuck around for a bit, but Cavs pulled away at the end, outscoring them 26-15 in the fourth. Hornets led by L. Ball, 5 trays, 31 and 12. Shooting wasn't there, but we all know he doesn't do field goal percentage. Miles Bridges, very solid, 19, 8 and 8, 4 threes. It was a bit of a buy low opportunity there for Miles. Brandon Miller shot horribly, but he did pitch in 15, 5 and 4, 3 trays. Grant Williams been a decent stream option, 15 and 9, 2 trays. Can't go wrong with that. Musa Diabate was disappointing. Only played 12 minutes, which was surprising. 2 and 4. 9 points for Vasily Micic off the bench as well for the Hornets, but not much else to speak about there. Cleveland didn't have Donovan Mitchell, but it wasn't a problem. 25 and 12, 5 boards from Darius Garland. Ty Jerome filled in at 24 and 8, 4 threes. Jared Allen, 21 and 15, amazing shooting. Mr. Double-Double. Mobley, 23 and 11, double-double. 2 trays for Mobley. And from the bench side of Cleveland, they had 13 from Bang Bang Niang. I don't know if he's a stream option. I would say no. Karis LeVert, a little bit disappointing in his 32 minutes, only 4, 4, and 2. And Cleveland, 15 and 0, 8 0 at home. I believe they face Boston on Tuesday night. Can't wait for that one. And we're going to move along. Next up, we have Detroit visiting the Washington Wizards. Detroit takes this one handedly, 124, 104. And Pistons had a nice balanced attack. All 5 starters in double figures. 28 and 8 for Jaden Ivey, 4 threes. Wonderful game. Cade Cunningham, triple doubles again. 5 steals, 2 trays. Amazing. Jalen Duren, low end double-double. Only 18 minutes. Might have that ankle issue. Tobias Harris, 12 and 9, 3 assists. Just not doing it. And Malik Beasley has been a great stream. 6 threes, 26 points. He is a little up and down, so you got to ride him while he's hot. Isaiah Stewart off the bench had 9 and 6 in 25 minutes. And Wendell Moore had 4 or 5, 2 steals with 24 minutes. And for the lowly Wizard side of things, it was Jordan Poole with 22 and 5, 3 trays. Kyle Kuzma pitched in 22 and 6 and not much else. 15 and 4, 3 steals from Bilal Coulibaly. He's been a little cold lately, but I say you keep it up with him. And Bub Carrington, 11, 3 and 3, 2 steals, 3 trays. He's been solid. And Alexander Sarr, very disappointing. 1 of 7 shooting, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. He is just very raw still, but his fantasy potential is unlimited. Corey Kispert off the bench, 8, 3 and 1. Not sure I would advise grabbing him. Wizards are now 2 and 10, probably in the flop for flag sweepstakes. Pistons respectable, 7 and 8. Next up, we have the Jokic-less Denver Nuggets facing the jawless Memphis Grizzlies. Not sure if that came off right. Grizz take it 105 to 90. Memphis just did a nice balanced attack here. Denver didn't have the guns in this one. Jamal Murray only 13, 7 and 6. A little disappointing. 3 steals, 2 blocks was nice though. Michael Porter only 10 points, no 3. Saric was a good fill-in, 10 and 10. 2 steals. Peyton Watson only 7 and 5. Very disappointing from the Nuggets side of things. Obviously missing the general. Christian Braun 13 and 4. Decent, I guess. And off the bench, 19 from Strother was good to see. And Russ had his 12, 3 and 3. Obviously, this team needs Nikola Jokic back ASAP. Memphis, very balanced. Jaren Jackson, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 2 threes, 3 blocks. Jalen Wells at 15. Desmond Bane is now starting, 11, 11, and 7. Poor shooting, but he'll pick that up. And he could be a buy low candidate, I would say. Scottie Pippen Jr., 4 steals, 10, 4, and 3, 2 3-pointers. He'll be a good option for another week or so until Jaw's back. Santi Aldama is probably a drop now. Jay Huff, 10 points, 2 threes. Zach Edey did hurt himself here. He had 7 and 7, 2 blocks and a steal. If he's out for a decent amount of time, I would look at Jay Huff. And for the Grizz, they moved to 8 and 6, 5 and 2 at home. Nuggets dropped to 7 and 5. Very disappointing. And we're going to move along to the next game on the schedule. Atlanta Hawks visiting the Portland Trail Blazers. Both teams struggling lately. Blazers take this out in a thrilling finish, 114-110. Hawks led by Jalen Johnson, 25, 4 and 4. 10 of 14 shooting is wonderful. 29, 8 and 5 for Trae Young. He shot the ball well at 5 threes, which is good to see. Dyson Daniels, 12 8 and 4, 2 steals, of course. Bad shooting for Dyson, which is a little disappointing. Risa Shea was okay, 11, 4 and 2, and Capella was 8, 8 and 4, and only 20 minutes. Okongwu, big night, 11, 11, 2 steals, 2 blocks, and only 28 minutes. And let's take a look at the Portland Trailblazers. They were led by Shaedon Sharpe. Big game, 3 trays, 32 and 5, 3 steals. Gotta love that. Scoot had 10 assists, not much else. Klingon only played 22 minutes. That's 6 and 8, 3 blocks. I think you got to grab him and see what happens with the snowman DeAndre Ayton. 3 steals, 2 blocks for Jeremy Grant. Not much else. Tamani Kamar had 4 steals. He's a steal specialist. Blazers bench stepped up in this one. Delano Banton, 23, 4 and 4, 4 threes. This man is not shy. Could be an option if you're willing to take the field goal percentage hit. Robert Williams, very solid, 14 and 8, didn't miss a shot. Denny Avdia, 12, 8 and 4, 2 steals. And Blazers are a respectable 6 and 8, and Hawks are now 6 and 8 themselves. We'll move along. The Battle of Gotham, Brooklyn, New York Knicks. Knicks take it 114, 104. Brooklyn led by Cam Thomas, 22, 5 and 5, 4 threes, having a good year. Dorian Finney-Smith pitched in with 16, 4 and 2, 4 threes, a very low-end stream option. 16 from Cam Thomas, and disappointing from Dennis Schroeder. Noah Clowney was decent off the bench in only 17 minutes, and Jalen Wilson was pretty decent, 15 and 6, 3 trays. I keep an eye on him. As for the Knicks, you guessed it, all the starters pitched in. They all played over 30 minutes. Big night from Cat, 26, 15 rebounds, 6 assists, a tray, wonderful shooting, filled every Cat, been a beast this year. OG Anunoby's been very solid, 24 and 8, 3 trays. Mikal Bridges, 21 and 6, 3 trays. Brunson was a little quiet on the shooting, 12, but did have 10 assists and a whopping 2 steals. No 3-pointers from Brunson, a little disappointing there. Josh Hart having a big year, 28 and 8, 3 trays. He's been a great value pick. And Cameron Payne, 9 and 6 off the bench for the Knicks, only playing an 8-man rotation. Knicks are now 7 and 6. Brooklyn drops to 5 and 9. Houston Rockets visiting the Chicago Bulls, and this was a beatdown of epic proportions. Chicago didn't show up in this one. Houston, 143. Chicago, 107. Van Fleet, 28, 7 and 7, 3 trays. He is stepping up lately. Hopefully you held on to him or bought low. Alperen Şengün, 20, 11 and 11. Another triple-double for Alperen. Jabari Smith was decent, 8, 10 and 8. And Jalen Green at 18 and 4 on very solid shooting, 2 steals for him. Dylan Brooks was okay with 15, 3 and 2 off the bench. Amen Thompson double-doubled, 16 and 11. He's been picking it up in only 22 minutes. He did that. Tari Eason, a little disappointing, but I chalk it up as one of those games. And let's take a look at the Chicago's side of things. It was a complete write-off. Levine, 15 points in only 26 minutes. Giddey did have 9, 9 and 5 in 21 minutes, but terrible shooting. Kobe White, Vucevic didn't do much, and Patrick Williams went back to being Patrick Williams. Taylor Horton Tucker somehow had 12 points off the pine. Wouldn't pay attention to that too much. And Bulls are 5 and 9, and the Rockets are a very, very solid 10 and 4. And next up, we have a rematch of the Western Conference playoffs. It was Dallas Mavericks visiting the Oklahoma City Thunder. No Luka, no problem. Dallas takes this one, 121-119. PJ Washington went off 27 and 17, 10 of 10 free throws. Just best game of the year for him. Kyrie pitched in 23 and 6, 3 trays, very efficient. And Klay Thompson was very disappointing, 1 of 11. Lively only played 26 minutes. And off the bench, big game from Gafford, 11 and 12, and only 18 minutes. Najee Marshall pitched in with 13, 4 and 3. And really solid performance from Dallas without Luka. OKC loses this one, but Shea puts up his 36 points, 8 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Amazing shooting from the field, amazing shooting from the line. Jalen Williams was his usual dominant self, 27, 5 and 5, 3 trays, filled every cat. Lucien Dort, I don't know how he does it, but he's been doing well, 18, 5 and 3, 4 threes. The rest of the starters didn't do too much for Oklahoma, and Dylan Jones pitched in with 12 points, 3 boards off the bench. Kason Wallace in 25 minutes didn't do too much. And let's move along to the last game on the schedule. And we have the Utah Jazz visiting the Intuit Dome LA Clippers. And the Clippers, they take it. And they take it pretty handedly, 116-105. And Utah was undermanned in this one. And they had 18 from Lauri Markkanen, 10 rebounds, pretty good. Rest of the Utah team didn't really show up. John Collins was solid with 13 and 8. Sexton only 11 points. Keontae George disappointing. And Filipowski only 13 points. Jordan Clarkson came off the pine and gave him the scoring output of 21 points, but he is a volatile shooter, so I'm not sure about him. For the Clippers, James Harden, 21 and 11, 2 blocks, 2 steals, 2 threes, great shooting. Zubac bounced back, 22 and 11, 2 blocks, gotta love that. Norm Powell, 19 and 3, 4 3-pointers. He had been struggling a little bit lately. Chris Dunn, 11, 4 and 4, a solid pickup right now. 2 steals, 3 threes, I should say. Derek Jones, 3 steals in a starting role. Kevin Porter had 12 and 6 off the bench for the Clippers. And that pretty much wraps it up for that game. And that was your 10-game recap on November 17th in the NBA. If you found this show of value, please consider giving it a thumbs up. If you would like to subscribe, please subscribe to the channel. We would love to have you aboard. We're a new channel, so we would love all of the support we can get. We don't have any ads here. We don't do any of that revenue stuff. Thank you for viewing, and we will see everyone.